Is the latest Bitcoin price prediction you watch actually based on data or just hype? Most analysts focus on linear targets and ignore the one thing that actually moves the market, which is market structure. In this video, I deconstruct why most Bitcoin price predictions fail and show you the professional edge that most investors and traders miss. We are ignoring the noise and looking strictly at liquidity, supply zone, and invalidation points. If you want to stop guessing and start trading or investing with conviction, then this market structure deep dive is for you. I keep wondering why analysts ignore liquidity. They ignore market structure. They ignore levels that matters on the chart. I think most of these analysts are being paid to say what they want you to hear. Because if not, why would they ignore the only thing or the most important aspect of the market, which is market structure, liquidity? This is what big institutions look at before they get into any trade or investing. And I don't understand why these guys keep telling you Bitcoin is going to go to 1 million, go to zero, go to this, go to that, without giving you guys an appropriate structure, data to back up what they are saying. I don't understand why. But today, I'm going to unveil to you what most of these guys missed. And what I want you to get from this video is an understanding on how to read market structure. You can apply this knowledge to any asset out there, be it gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever asset you want to apply this method, it works. Because market structure is what defines price action. If you understand how to read the market before you react to the market, then most of the time you're going to make good decisions. What I want you to understand is this also. This video is not actually going to tell you price will go to this level or that level, but I'm going to show you key level based on previous price action that price is reacting to. And from there, we're going to determine which other key levels price is going to go to. And if price goes to these key levels, what you should be doing. And if price fails to go to that key levels, what will invalidate that movement? So what I'm giving you in this video is a clear roadmap on how to approach the market. And whenever you place that buy or sell orders, you are going to do that with conviction, not being doubtful whether what you're doing is right. But what you are doing is what the big money players are doing. And also, you have to understand these guys want you to sell most of the time. Why? They want you to sell so that price is going to go at a cheaper level, right? For them to buy. Yeah, most of them do that. What I do is analyzing Bitcoin on the weekly, daily, and if I want to take any trade, I start looking at the 4 hours time frame. I want to establish the bias where we are. Are we in an uptrend, downtrend, or we are ranging? And if we are ranging or in a downtrend, does it mean we are in a bear market or we are still in bull market? I want to give you guys all of this data so that you make your own decision as to where you think Bitcoin is going to be heading towards. This is a chart of Bitcoin on the weekly set. And looking at the chart, you can see that price has been trending until what happens. You can see those who use trend line, price break that trend line. You know, those who use trend line will tell you, oh, wow, breaking of this trend line is going to be accompanied by retest of that trend line before continuation to the downside. Well, I don't trade trend lines. Usually I mark trend lines just to understand what retail traders are thinking. You know, the market makers, those who move money, they mostly take advantage of retail patterns, you know, because they know retailer particular patterns that they want to follow. You know, so they tend to use this pattern to either deceive them or, you know, at one point you make money, but most of the time you won't actually know. Drawing a trend on the chart doesn't actually tell us anything. What you have to understand here is this. Ever since 2022, November 2022, we have been in an uptrend. And price went right up to $126,000. Imagine that both Bitcoin year or even year, and see Bitcoin break structure, first of all, previous structure, which was around $68,000 or $67,000, and move right up to $126,000. Won't you cash out profit? Won't you sell? Get out something from it? How would do that? And the fact that you see price doing what price is doing is because those who bought early are selling, are taking out profit, right? They are selling at market price. They are using most of you guys exit liquidity. It doesn't mean that price is going to go to zero. No, what it means, they want some profits and they want to use the profit to buy something else, maybe gold, silver, or other metals that are in hype now. People want to diversify their investment. They want to do something else with their money. So seeing that Bitcoin got to this level, well, it signifies to them that, oh, maybe the trend is ended. And based on price action or based on TA, when you see the market make a huge move like that, and the next higher high wasn't that significant, like something like this, we call this divergence. This was a signal that the trend was failing or it was failing. And you can back this up with volume. You can see the volume down here was reducing until we saw price drop to the downside. This alone, those who are pro traders, they already know that the volume was failing. I want us to focus on the actual data that I want to show you guys today. It's not about this trend line I drew here. No. It's about support and resistance based on market structure. Taking out this line now, focusing on these levels, I want to mark the low, this was the previous low, mark this low, mark this other high here. I want to change the color to blue, change this one also to blue, change the color. I'm going to go and mark the previous low. This was the previous low, this one here. And I'm going to go and mark this other low here. And I'm going to also mark this one here. Good. Now, what I've done is simple. I've created my zone or my ranges or my levels based on market structure. The question now is, what is market structure all about? Market structure is all about higher highs and higher lower lows and lower. If the market is in an uptrend, then based on market structure, the market is forming higher highs and higher lows. If the market is in a downtrend and based on market structure, the market is forming lower lows and lower highs. That's what market structure is all about. And for market structure to be invalidated, price must break structure by taking out the previous low of the market. That is, if say the market is bullish, right? If we are in a bull market, the market making higher highs and higher lows based on market structure, the market should be able to take out the previous low, which was the previous lower lows. And when price take out it, what we expect is pull back to that area. So that area became resistance. Before it was support and it becomes resistance. Let me show you guys on the chart so you see what I'm trying to talk about here. So now, looking at current price action for Bitcoin, what do you see? You see that based on market structure, we have been forming higher highs and higher lows. You can see this low, this low, this low, this low, this low, this low, and this low. Now, we can argue that this movement here, the distance wasn't that significant. You can see this movement here, the distance from this top here to this level, right? It wasn't that significant at all. Because if you look at previous price action when price break structure, you see that it was accompanied by huge volume or a vector candle. You can see here. Look at this one also volume, which was a vector candle. Look at this one also volume. And if you look at this movement here, this one here, this movement here, that structure was broken. This was the candle that actually break with volume, that break the structure with volume. You can see this move here. So it created this next structure. You can see the distance. There was a fair value gap there and another block. You can see here also there was a fair value gap and another block here. And also based on this, guys have taken out this low. We want to assume that this was a, because there's a structure here. Price have rejected this zone multiple times. This area was resistance before, and immediately price flipped above, it became support. You can see multiple times, and price break it. We haven't gone to test it again. And now you see what has happened here. Price has broken this zone. Based on market structure now, I would say we are in a bearish market for Bitcoin. Okay? Why? We have broken structure on the weekly time frame. So if this weekly can close below this line, automatically this zone is going to become, this line here is going to become resistance. When price was above, it was support. And now that we are below it, it's going to become resistance. So looking at current price action, right, point is at $75,000. So for us to be able to invalidate the fact that Bitcoin is no longer in a bear market, we need to see Bitcoin reclaim this zone and stay above $75,000. Because price move in structure, you can see that the next support zone is at $49,000. Or you can mark this other area here, you can say that based on market structure, we can still add this other zone here, this zone. And right now we have a range, this whole area to be the zone that we might expect price at one point to, retrace from. So we have 78, let me just say $79,000. And this explains why price has been rejecting $70,000 on the lower time. So this zone, before it was acting as support, now it's going to act as resistance. So price must break this zone now with volume. And if price is not able to break with high volume and close above this zone, then where is the next possible structural zone or support? The next possible lower lows is this one, this zone here. So you can mark this again and create a zone here to say, oh, this is another zone that price is likely to go if price stays in this zone. Based on market structure, we have established our range. This is how you react to price. You don't buy resistance, you buy at support. When price was still above this zone, yeah, you could have bought like this year, buy some Bitcoin around 77, and the moment price break and stay below 75,000, that area was invalidated. That now you are looking at buying Bitcoin again whenever you see Bitcoin at $55,000 or $49,000. Why? Because of market structure. This is the next possible zone that Bitcoin can likely go to. If Bitcoin retraces back to $73,000, you don't buy. You buy only when you see flip above this, come back here and hold. If you see multiple rejection here, like what happened, this could mean they want to continue to mark price to the upside. So a movement like, and retracement back here could mean that they want to continue price to the upside, right? However, we need to see price break this previous zone here, this previous structure here. So if price closes above that level, then that's confirmation that this structure is broken. And you're gonna wait for pullback around this area. So either price do this, come here, hold, you buy every back, and or price go to this level, come back, hold, and then you buy to the upside. For now, because the trend is focusing on these key levels here. We have 58,000, we have also 65,000. Like these are the next key level that Bitcoin is gonna be heading towards based on market structure. So if anyone want to give you price prediction, they should explain what they are looking at. They should back it up with previous price. So if you are to look for the next prediction, of course, this video is not about that. But let me say, if you are to look at the next prediction, then you should be looking at price from $59,000 right down to about 49,000. Those are the zones. Like I trade in zones, I trade in ranges, or I trade levels based on support and resistance. I don't want to say to myself, price is going to go to 65K or this or that. I trade based on the range that price is going to. So if price reject this range, reject, and I'm buying here, I know my stop loss is down there. We're going to talk about entry in a different video. This video is all about understanding Bitcoin price action. I want you guys to get first class or first hand knowledge on how the market moves. Based on this, guys, if we lose this, if price get to this zone and we lose, the next target is going to be $38,000 for Bitcoin. And if we lose that zone, we're going to go to the next, which is going to be $24,000. So that's how you go about looking at market structure to help you understand what you need to do or how you should approach the market. Just to recap what we have discussed today, we have talked about why most price predictions, why analysts get it, why you should focus on market structure first before anything else, when to understand when the market is bullish or bearish. Market structure, what it's all about, how to know that the market is in an uptrend or a downtrend based on market structure. We talk about higher highs, higher lows, lower lows, and we focus more on support and resistance, key levels, key zones where you can determine where price might be heading towards next. And when price breaks structure, you don't just react, you react based on what price is going to do after price breaks structure. If price is not able to reclaim structure, meaning if price break a certain support zone and that support zone becomes resistance and price is not able to break the resistance with volume, You know that the next target should be the previous, and you don't buy resistance. You buy at support and sell at resistance. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. I want to create more of such videos, but watch this video that's explain market structure, or you can just go to my market structure playlist, watch all of those videos, and keep following my live stream every now and then. I'm going to teach you how to get the best from the markets. I'm going to help you understand how price action moves so that you can apply with any other asset out there, be it gold, silver, Tesla, metals, whatever thing you want to. Market structure is. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with your friends. Until then, guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye. Ciao.